Well, Chuck Cooper really was the pioneer for African-American players first guy drafted into the NBA, first African-American player drafted. Terrific person. When you think about the history of Duquesne basketball, the first person you really think about is Chuck Cooper, and really was the Jackie Robinson of professional basketball.
When you think about, you have the label of the first black player in the NBA, probably tells you about his greatness. When the owner says, I don't care if he's polka dot, he wants Chuck Cooper to break color barriers tells you your greatness.
You know, my father being drafted by the Boston Celtics and officially breaking the color barrier in the NBA really means everything to me and my family. But when I think back on the conversations that we had, and he always told me that he thought he was on a mission. He really enjoyed playing the game of basketball. And I'm sure he thought that opportunity wouldn't be there because there was no precedent to have an African-American in the NBA before him.
The Celtics chose Chuck for one simple reason. He was the best player they could get at that point in the draft. Race was not an issue with Arnold. Winning, however, was.
I think that really his legacy it's more than just being a first African-American ball player.
He was interested in leadership. He was interested in development. Education was vital for him and anybody with whom he had contact.
Chuck Cooper didn't just break barriers in basketball, but he broke down barriers here in the city of Pittsburgh. He was the first director of the Department of Parks and Recreation at the city, but spent a lot of time mentoring and helping people, and that's what the foundation is doing.
By establishing the Chuck Cooper Foundation, we were able to continue his legacy of giving back in community service, and we decided to do that by awarding graduate level students to African American and underserved populations. And to date, matter of fact, after this year, we're probably going to be getting close to awarding almost $250,000 in scholarship support, and that's only going back since 2013.
Chuck always stressed education. That was the way out of the ghetto. That was the way to success. So he was a big proponent of talking to young people, inspiring them to go on to college, to live out their dreams. Don't settle, don't settle with someone else decides they want to do with your life. You take command of your life. That was always Chuck's model. Take control of your life and do what you think is best and follow your dreams.